Good afternoon, everyone. I am Farah Benis, and I am on the board of directors for Running on Empty and also for the ASIS UK chapter. Welcome to today's conversation. We are going to be discussing the crucial link between physical and mental wellness, specifically tailored to our colleagues in the security industry. We're going to discuss how diverse forms of physical activity can support our overall health amidst the very unique challenges that we face. In the security sector, our professionals very often deal with night shifts, long hours, and really stressful environments. So it's really essential to recognize these challenges and provide support for them through effective wellness initiatives. Today, I'm going to share about how Running on Empty is encouraging not just running, but all forms of movement to enhance both physical and mental health. And I'm thrilled to introduce Mike Petty from the ASIS Foundation, who has been instrumental in advocating for wellness within our industry. Mike's going to share his insights on the Foundation's role in promoting health and wellness initiatives. Mike, the floor is yours.
Oh, I appreciate it. No, thank you, Farah. It's such a pleasure to be associated with fantastic professionals all over the world, and to have met you when I was over in Vienna. We were able to really connect and have a great talk about the link between fitness and mental stability, as well as all of the good things that physical fitness brings to your physical self, but the mental aspect is really key. I'm here on behalf of the ASIS Foundation because we've got some initiatives going on right now throughout the summer that have to do with wellness and have to do with mental health and staying fit in our respective sectors of the security market. But I absolutely agree with you that we're in a space where many of us are in stressful situations. Some of us are sitting in front of monitors all day. Some of us are doing investigative work. Some of us are doing protective work, close protection work. We have a very diverse industry and profession. And at the end of the day, we have to do something with that stress. If it's lingering and you're faced with, I've just got to go home and eat it away or sit on the couch or whatever it is, it's never going to be a good ending for your wellness. And so what we want to really talk about today, and that's what you and I have been discussing, and we've got some great people on the call as well, is how do we bring that fitness into our lives in a meaningful way. But obviously, we have to work and we have families and we have other things, but prioritizing that mental health and that wellness through physical fitness has got to be key. Because if we're not taking care of our own self and doing some self-care, then we're not going to be good for anyone else. So I think maybe that's probably my introduction of why I'm here and thrilled to be joining you and the team here. So.
Amazing. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the ASIS Foundation and the Fitness Challenge?
Yeah, so the ASIS Foundation, and many of our listeners are probably members of ASIS International, but ASIS International is our association worldwide of security professionals, and there's upwards of 38,000 members of ASIS throughout the world. The ASIS Foundation is a closely linked organization, but separate in the way that it works on raising money for scholarships, for research papers, for things that bring a higher level of professionalism to our business and to our profession. The ASIS Foundation was built upon helping security professionals reach greater degrees of certification within our profession. So for those members that we have wanting to get their certified protection professional status or getting their PSP, their physical security professional status, but it's all of those great certifications that we are there to help and offer scholarships and starter packs to help chapters get members of their chapters certified in these advanced certifications for the security profession. So the foundation raises money to help those, and it's one of those things. I was on a call recently where, the foundation for ASIS International, we're not a pet organization. We're not cute and cuddly, but we are bringing education to the industry, and we're trying to raise money for one of the other things is the professional papers that the foundation sponsors. So recently we just did a full paper on autonomous vehicles. So what role autonomous vehicles will play in the security space for the next, 10 to 15 years. And these papers are not, 5 or 6 page papers. These are 50, 60 page papers that go and delve deep into the topic, so that we as security professionals can be very well educated on what these things are doing, to enhance the profession. And so the foundation, again, raises money for those kinds of papers because they're not free. And we have to hire the right kind of people to do this, and it really brings a lot of great perspective to our space. So that's really what the foundation does. We're closely aligned with ASIS International, but we have our own board of trustees that govern the funds and govern the direction of the foundation on what topics and where we need to go with scholarships and the research papers and things like that. But wonderful organization. And so one of the initiatives we have this summer, and it's the 4th summer we've done this, it's called the Fitness Challenge. And it started during COVID, where we really couldn't get together and meet for the GSX event back in 2020. So it was called the Virtual Fitness Challenge. And it was a way for all of us to be linked around the world, to be able to log, hey, I've been doing some running, I've been doing some cycling, I've been doing some swimming, for me, it's getting on my elliptical in the morning. But everybody has their own method to track and monitor their fitness, and in so doing, to bring a better mental health and stability to everyone that participates. And we raise money doing it. And right now, I think we're up to about $16,000 for the foundation so far this summer. We're still wanting to bring on a few more sponsors that we can bring some notoriety to, and have them and their logos be posted on the foundation website as sponsors and participants in the Virtual Fitness Challenge. So all of that's kind of what we're doing throughout the summer to get everybody out, help their mental health, and get some good physical activity going on.
I guess I really want to talk about the specifics of what we can all do to enhance our wellness. As members of the security industry, I think it's really crucial that we understand both the detrimental effects that our work environment can have on us, and also the empowering benefits that physical activity can have on mental health. Sorry, I've just had someone jump in. Let me just add them. So the benefits of physical activity on mental health. We at Running on Empty really believe in the power of physical activity to not only manage stress, but also to build a supportive community. So whether it's yoga, weightlifting, or even a quick jog, even endurance runs for some of you, but finding physical activity that you love is so key. As someone who isn't your typical runner, I much prefer yoga and weightlifting. It was really important to me to be part of creating a platform where everyone feels represented. Physical wellness has to be inclusive and recognize that everyone is at different stages of their fitness and wellness journey. Many of you will firsthand know the rigorous demands that security work can have on us. So the night shifts, long hours, and the mental toll of experiencing really high stress situations on a regular basis. All of these factors can lead to sleep disturbances, high levels of stress and anxiety, and overall burnout. And that's something that I'm really familiar with. And this can really severely impact our mental health. So recognizing these challenges is the first step towards actually being able to address them. I also want to talk about the importance of management's role in our corporate environments. And I think it's really, really crucial that leadership within security firms not only supports, but actively promotes wellness initiatives. And these have to be accessible and varied to be able to cater to all employees. So we create an environment where physical health is a priority for everyone. I'd like to share just a few tips that you might be able to take away and use to promote wellness in your workplace. And so one of those is a focus on regular physical activity and incorporating things like walking, yoga, team sports can all greatly, greatly reduce stress, improve sleep patterns, and also boost overall mood for people. It doesn't have to be rigorous, but it's really just about moving more and sitting less. The ASIS Foundation Fitness Challenge is a great team building exercise, although I do warn you, the UK chapter is not planning on giving up our #1 spot on the leaderboard easily. So you're going to have to work very hard to beat us.
I've noticed that. I've noticed that the UK chapter is turning on the afterburners, and we're really just about 3 weeks in, and they're just killing it and having all kinds of great physical activity going on with the UK chapter, and it's admirable. I mean, it's the whole fitness challenge again for us at the foundation was it's a means to an end of hoping to raise money for the scholarships and things that we do. But the byproduct is that we gather together as communities. We gather together, have some fun interactions between chapters around the world or regions around the world, colleagues around the world that can post, "Hey, I'm out, putting in this many miles a day or this many steps a day," I think it leads to some great camaraderie and some great fun, and it'll ultimately culminate at GSX in Orlando later in the summer in September when the GSX conference happens for ASIS International. But the whole point of this, and it's one of the things that you and I really connected with when we were in Vienna at the ASIS Europe conference, was I didn't know about running on empty, and I was so impressed with the initiative and what you and your team are doing in the UK to promote physical activity among security professionals. So I was one of them. I had, I started in the security space when I was 26 years old, came right out of college, started working for a security firm. And it was a great kind of out of college kind of job and out of university kind of job. But the more I got into the security space, the more I enjoyed it. And it's ultimately become my career, and everything that I've done in my careers has all been in the security sector. But I was one of those guys that never I played sports when I was young and up through college, but you start working and you place more priority on putting in hours at work rather than making sure that you're physically fit and strong and capable of fueling all of the efforts you're trying to put forward. And so over the years, I put on a lot of weight. I was through 2017, 2018, 2019, I put on a lot of weight that I did not need in my life. And over the course of the last 2 years or so, 2 years, 2.5 years, I've lost about 33 kilos, somewhere around there, 33, 32 kilos somewhere, but it's about 75 pounds here in the US. But it's become something that I've made part of my life. And there's been some really important things that have led me to that space. But ultimately it meant I just needed to start exercising. I needed to eat less, watch what I ate, spend less time on the couch watching Game of Thrones, and more time on the elliptical watching Game of Thrones. So that's where I made my choice. As I said, look, I can still enjoy some of the things I enjoy. I can still watch TV. I can still do these things, but I'm going to get on my elliptical and I'm going to grind out 45 minutes to an hour in the morning, 45 minutes to an hour at night, and really try to get myself in the best shape I can be in. And over time it's happened. And it doesn't happen instantly. It took a lot of hours on my elliptical to lose the weight I wanted to lose, and then also to maintain where I'm at. And that's, for me, that's been the key. Is I was one of them. I was one of those professionals that just had not really prioritized my health and my wellness, and it was having an effect on me. I had high blood pressure, my cholesterol was high, I didn't sleep well. I've had, a lot of these ailments that now that I'm exercising and feeling better, it's changed a lot of my life, and I don't have to take the medication that I was taking before to make sure my cholesterol and my blood pressure are low, because they're naturally low because I'm exercising and my body's in much better condition to manage all of the things I need to manage. And so my story is the same story many of us have, where we just get busy. We get busy. We've got some folks on this call I'd love to hear from later when we ask some questions that are people that have had stressful security lives, and the role that running and exercise has played in their life. And our own journey, we all go at our own pace. We all have our own means and methods to exercise. Some people love to run or cycle or swim or whatever it is, and I have my special way because it's easily trackable. I know exactly how much I'm burning every hour, and so for me, that's the way I like to do it. But whatever it is, it's about getting out there and making sure that you get that physical activity, because again, a lot of our professionals sit we sit and write reports, we sit and do analysis, we sit and watch cameras, we sit and do all of this throughout the day, and we don't really get to go out and hammer out hard physical activity during our workday. So we've got to find time for that.
I love that. And actually, to go back to something that you touched on, which is such a great tip, because I was very much of the I can't find time, I can't find time.
Mm-hmm.
But I could always find time to put an episode on of something at the end of the day to quiet my mind. I was like,
Yep.
okay, well, an episode is 45 minutes, 50 minutes, depending on what it is. And actually, that is the perfect good little walk on the treadmill or a jog, whatever it may be. And sometimes I find myself, depending on what's happening in the episode, I'll up my pace according with what's going on. So it gives you a different kind of workout. But yeah, so for a lot of us who are super, super busy, and, you can always make excuses, but equally, the best gift you're ever going to give yourself is prioritizing that time and ensuring that you are looking after yourself physically. Also,
That point right there you made. Just, it's the best gift you can give yourself. I think that really resonates with me, because I'm 53. I just turned 53, and I don't know that I've been in better shape, maybe in my early 20s, where I am now. But I'm wearing the same clothes now that I wore when I was in my early 20s, the same, size shirts and pants. And it's been years and years since I've been able to get to that point and be in that kind of place physically. And for me, it was a gift, and it really is something I'm committed to continue to do that. Now, I lift weights and do other things as well, but it's just having that good activity. And I think you made the point as well. We it's hard to find the time. We always can make excuses. Man, I just don't have the time. What I started doing, I started getting up at 5 a.m. I just said, okay, 5 a.m. I'm up. I'm on my elliptical at 5:30, and between 5:30 and 6:30 a.m., that's my time. And that is my time to exercise and feel good about myself and get in a Game of Thrones episode or whatever it is I'm doing. But it's fine. It's making that time, and it's an investment in your future. So as long as you think of it that way, that this is an investment in your future, just like when you're studying to become a CPP or a PSP, these are investments that you're making in time and effort. And sometimes we just don't think through that process to know that this physical activity is an investment in our health and our future. And I think the more we can focus on that and prioritize that, you indicated having companies that support that our employers are willing to say, hey, we've got some wellness programs. And yeah, if my employer's okay with me getting to work a little bit, 30 minutes, 30 minutes late because I was getting some good exercise in, that's just going to pay dividends for them because I'm going to be a happier, well-adjusted, mentally stable employee that's going to do really well for them if I have that state, that health and fitness and mental state about.
Yeah, and that's something that we're really trying to advocate to our company partners, is that it's so important to make allowances for your employees and let them prioritize this, because it will, at the end of the day, benefit you as a company in the long
Yes.
term. To go back as
No.
well to what you were talking about a little bit with the foundation and the fitness challenge, for us at Running on Empty, one of the pillars that we're built on is community. And I think creating that within the workplace in a way that gives people support of their wellness goals, it creates a supportive environment. So things like having regular check-ins, wellness challenges, anything like that, it helps keep everyone motivated. And I really think as leaders, it's our responsibility where we foster a culture that prioritizes wellness. So this means advocating for policies that support health, recognize signs of burnout, and encourage open discussions about mental health without stigma and negative repercussions for people. Leading by example is so powerful.
Yeah, it is. Your body's an engine. I mean, it's a metaphysical machine, but it's a machine, and it works on electric impulse, and it works on all of the functions of the body. And if it's not running well, it's going to take a toll. And that toll is a mental toll, it's a physical toll, and it's going to rear its head in a variety of ways. And your body will let you know, hey, I'm going down. I'm not doing well because I don't have that physical exercise. I don't have that mental acuity going on in my life. And I was that way. I wasn't. I lifted a lot of weights, but I wasn't physically fit. I was strong, but I wasn't physically fit. And that's, for me, that was the big wake up call, because I had gained so much weight. I was having trouble with a variety of health ailments where I just couldn't do the things I used to do. And I just had to take that moment and focus on, how do I become better in my life? And I was fortunate to have some key people in my life help me with that, and help me see how important those things are to your long-term health and your long-term career, and frankly your day to day. I am so mentally strong the days that I exercise. If I take a day off, I know it. Like, if I take a day off, my whole thought pattern is a little different than when I am, getting all of those endorphins through my system and feeling great. It changes my day if I don't exercise now. And so it becomes that habit and that exercise drug, if you will, that I got to have it every day. I've got to make sure that I feel that, because it makes a profound difference in the work that I do.
I love that. I'm conscious of time, so I'm thinking maybe it might just be worth, let's open it up to the floor. If anyone wants to share anything or has any questions for us, then just please feel free to jump in. I'm going to figure out how to put you all back on the screen. Oh, there we go. We're all here.
I'm going to call on Lee Otten because Lee's got a great story.
Yeah. I was trying to be quiet for once in my life. Hey, let's frame it like this. I love what both organizations are doing here. ASIS I've been part of for a very long time. I'm a huge supporter and advocate. Obviously, you and I, Mike, we're brothers, and we're extremely close, and we speak openly about many things. I also love what Farah, Sarah, Judy et al. Are doing at Running on Empty. I think it's a beautiful thing. I love the way that they frame it. It's not just about running. It's about any kind of physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual exercise that you can actually do for yourself. It's so important in now day and age to actually get some kind of physical activity programmed into your life, whether that even just means walking to work or riding a bike to work. That physical activity really does help your well-being and overall wellness. I got to speak to Sarah Pays last week in Twickenham, and I love the investment.
Can I just say, I've just noticed she's on the call as well.
She did sneak in. I've seen that, but I love the investment that they have in their people. With the company that she works for too, and I think that that's important, that we have this holistic approach to investing in the humans that work for us, work alongside us. I'm all about teamwork, as everybody who knows me. I'm about building communities, and again, being a proponent of physical exercise. I am a fitness freak, but again, I do have my reasons behind being so physically active, like what you shared, Mike. I can share, if I don't do any kind of physical activity every day, I can turn into a little bit of a strange person. My wife will be able to share that with you, because she says, if I haven't been to the gym or I haven't been running that day, she will say, isn't it about time that you go and do something? Because it does get under my skin. Apologies if you can hear my dogs in the background. They're also fitness fans. And that's another part of my day, that I include my physical activity. I walk my dogs for over an hour a day, but I also do that with my wife, because that's another part of, we can come together, we can have some very stimulating, thought-provoking conversations. And that's what I would encourage everybody to do, is, with your husbands, your wives, your partners, friends, get out there and have teammates, get out there and have that collective activity together, because it's so stimulating, rewarding, and it promotes camaraderie. So to close, thanks to both of you for everything you're doing, the organizations that you represent. I think it's brilliant. As always, I think we need more. And I'll just say to you, you've both got my full support, and I'll always amplify your voices when and where I can. So thanks for inviting me today, and thanks for allowing me to be part of this.
Thank you, Lee.
Thanks, Lee. Sarah, are you going to jump in? Say hello.
I just knew you were going to do that to me then, Farah. I could sense
You can't sleep on the call.
Sorry, I was a little bit late joining because I was in an overrunning meeting. I think what Lee was just saying really resonates hard. I think I also have to go to the gym every day if possible, and it has to be before work. There's no point trying to say I'm going to do it at the end of the day, because it's not going to happen. And for me, I've got ADHD, so it allows me to get some of my energy used positively, but also it just gives me some space and some thinking time to sort my kind of thoughts out and get them ready for the day. And I have my best ideas when I'm running as well. But what Lee also said was really, really true. And what is it? Couples that work out together stay together. And I think that you're right, Lee. Going for a walk, it's a really nice time where you can just, there's no pressure, you can just talk about anything as you're walking along. And I've heard before that if you want to talk to your teenagers about anything, then do it when you're driving or you're walking. Don't do it in that kind of confrontational face-to-face way. And it's just an ideal time to just take some time out from the day and get closer to nature. And it's just really powerful for your overall mental well-being, I think. And far what you were saying about companies need to support this, they really do need to support this, because we'll just get so much more from our people if they're feeling well physically and emotionally. So thank you for putting this on, Farah and Mike. Really interesting to hear you speak, and we just want to get as many people doing this. And I'm in the ASIS challenge as well, Team UK. I want to know how to get more points though, because I'm not happy that you're beating me, Farah.
Well, to be fair, I've just had a week and a half in bed, so
oh, okay. So maybe I could.
I've given you a chance to catch up.
Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Yes, thank you.
Well, and you know what, and Sarah, it's really nice to meet you. I don't think I've had the pleasure of meeting you in person. I try to get around and represent the foundation at events around the world. I'll be at the Nairobi conference in Kenya next month for the ASIS meetings there, and it gives me an opportunity to meet a lot of the great members of our association of ASIS International and to share with them some of the messaging about the foundation, about the fitness challenge, about what we try to do to help lift others both through the fitness challenge and what we do there, but also with the scholarships and things that we try to do to raise money to help others get better in their profession. But it's such a pleasure to meet you and to see the UK chapter really embracing this. And, you know, again, when Farah and I met, it was so wonderful to meet both she and Judy, because they were already doing a lot of the things that I was wanting to do with the fitness challenge, and to bring more notoriety to it, to bring more visibility to it. And they've just been such an amazing shot of adrenaline for what we're doing here. And I really appreciate everything the UK chapter is doing to push this and promote this as part of Running on Empty and the fitness challenge. It means the world to me. So thank you very much.
Good.
Well,
It's lovely to meet you.
We love it. No, it's nice to find an initiative that really aligns with what we're trying to do. And I do have to special shout out to the whole board of ASIS UK, who have been super, super supportive of everything we've put to them on this. So yeah, I know there's a couple of other people on the call. I don't want to put you on the spot, but please feel free to say hello, jump in, or if you have any questions either about ASIS or bringing corporate wellness, whatever it may be, but no pressure. I just wanted to give you an opportunity.
Maybe a little bit of pressure, because it'd be nice to know they were actually there.
They're real people.
Yeah, fair. It's just maybe just to touch a little bit also on what Sarah said, because I've got ADHD as well. So for me, it really resonates with me, because the days that I exercise, it changes my whole perspective on the day. So for those kinds of, for those people like Sarah and I and others that need that stimulus early in the morning to get that brain pumping and to get some of our best thoughts going, it just makes a difference. And I always want to point out to the people that hear this message is that it doesn't matter where you are on your journey. Okay. It means you can improve, you can get better. Today is day one and you can move ahead. Again, we're not looking for, the fittest people to join our fitness movement. We're looking for all people from every background to join that fitness movement, because it means that we become better human beings. We become more thoughtful human beings. We are able to connect with each other in a better way. So for me, it doesn't matter where you are. 2 years ago, I would have said, man, I can't do this. I can't drop this many kilos. I can't lose that much weight. I can't be what I used to be when I was in my 20s. And now I am. And it just means you have to decide day one, hey, I'm going to make sure I change my life. So just to piggyback on what Sarah was saying.
Yeah,
so
I just want to now piggyback on what you're saying, Mike, because I started running when I was 57 kilos heavier. So yeah, a lot. And it wouldn't look like running to anyone else, but I was putting one foot in front of the other and I was going faster than I walk. So that's running, right? But we've got another ADHDer on the call. Siobhan's put her camera on. She works with me at Securitas, so I think she wants to say something.
No, I'm here because I didn't think I could join because I don't run. I walk. That's my daughter. That's great timing. Yes, I was thinking, I really want to know what's going on with this and what this is all about. And I've seen Sarah put it up on some of the workplace things, and I've been thinking, oh, but because I don't run and the word run was in it, I was thinking, I can't. And then obviously I got to know it was a bit more about just general well-being and mental health and everything, and I could really resonate with that because obviously Sarah knows like my journey as well. I've really struggled with mental health and with weight. I'm struggling now still. Of course, I'm getting bigger instead of smaller. So I've started to walk obsessively, but I think all this really I just need some help, as in to get my head back in the game. And I think sharing that with other people that get you out of bed is going to be really useful for a lot of people, because I literally make myself get up. Sarah, I'm not a morning person, but I am up at the crack of dawn. Now I know where all the old people go to get their pension out. It's like, why is everyone up when you get to 53? You're like, but yeah, so thank you for having me on the call.
No, thank you for joining us. And, I guess we're all a group of ADHDers here.
I know.
I think something as well that I know really helps me is having accountability from other people. And that's a common ADHD trait. So having this community really, really helps in that, because you've got other people there to cheer you on. And Siobhan, I don't know if you were on earlier when I was sort of talking about how it really doesn't matter what you want to do. I'm not a runner, I do yoga, I weight lift, I occasionally run, but I do it with under duress. But it was really important for me when I got involved with this, is that this platform is everyone should feel represented. And I think I said earlier, physical wellness should be inclusive and recognized, as Mike said as well. Everyone is at different stages in their fitness and wellness journey. And it's really important for people to see that and have other people that they can relate to. So yeah. D. Anderson, hello. I saw another camera come on. We love it when people start getting involved.
There we go. All right. So I originally joined this because I was curious to learn more about this, and my favorite people were on this. So I figured I'm going to find out what they're talking about. And this is a great opportunity for everybody to get involved and get physically fit. I know we do a lot of challenges here where I work, and I'm a competitive person. So of course, if I see somebody's walking 1,000 steps or 10,000 steps a day, I'm going to beat them. I'm 10,100. So I kind of strive that way. I, like you, Mike, about 10 years ago, I lost 40 pounds. And, if you face that challenge before, that it is very difficult to do. And I think everybody has to come to the consensus to become physically fit in their own way. And it's really adapting a lifestyle change. It really is. And you're scared to abandon those old thought processes. But once you do get into that, you're like, what was I so afraid of? And embracing that new lifestyle is just amazing. And there's so many benefits that come from it. I was on medications, and I saw all the pills that my mom was on and my dad were on, and all the health problems they had. And I'm like, I am not going to live my life having to take 20 pills every single day. And, right now I take an over-the-counter allergy pill. That's it. So, that's the way to do it. But so how can everybody get involved in this challenge?
Yeah, that's a great question. And it's, if you want to join and participate in the fitness challenge, which is super fun, you can go to the website asisfoundation.org, and that's the foundation page, and then there's a link there to get you started on the pathway to the fitness challenge, which is super fun. And wait,
Deb, I'm gonna send you a link because I get points for sharing that link with you.
Okay. Share me the link, Farah.
she gets engagement points for sharing it. So there you go. Share the link.
Perfect.
But yeah, no, it's and again, having the partnership and working closely with Running on Empty to do this, as well as, and I do want to do a quick shout out to the companies that have supported the virtual fitness challenge or the fitness challenge. My company, Thermal Radar, we're a wide area intrusion detection system for perimeters. We made, donated, and we're one of the sponsors. Sage Integration, U.S. integration company, fantastic group. We're going to be doing interviews with these groups and their folks to bring some visibility to their companies and recognition of what they do for the foundation. And also Doyle Security out of New York. Mario Doyle, one of our wonderful ASIS members and with a very successful security security officer company in New York. Mario is fantastic. So I always want to shout out to those companies that recognize that, hey, we want to improve the professionalism of the industry. We want our employees and those that we work with to have better opportunities at scholarships at all over the world. And we want great research being done, and we want to support the wellness of the industry. And those are the companies that I always want to promote and make sure that people recognize that these are companies that are forward-thinking companies that want the profession to be better. And so I always will do shout outs to our great sponsors. So thank you for that.
We always appreciate a good sponsor. Amazing.
We do.
Okay, well, I'm conscious of time and we're about 1 minute over our original allotted. So I think if anyone has anything to add, we'll end it here. I think a sponsor note is always a good place to end things. But thank you so much, everyone who has joined. Good to see your faces. Meet Siobhan, new person.
And Farah, and we have another webinar coming up very soon, right?
So in 1 month, I'll share the dates shortly. I don't have them right in front of me, which I should have, sorry. So we're doing that in collaboration with the ASIS Fitness Challenge and the foundation running on empty, just as a way to give people some tools and tips for how they can improve various aspects of their life in fitness. Okay.
And some great motivation. We want to be inclusive and make sure everybody knows we're all in this together. So no, Farah, thank you. It's amazing.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, everyone. I know some of you are starting your day. Some of us are finishing our day. So enjoy the rest of it, however long you have.